This is ghetto. Hey!
And we are live in Hollywood.
In Russia.
We're back in... Oh, yeah, we're in Russia. I hope you all enjoyed our 2-year anniversary videos. We had a lot of fun making that.
Mm-hmm. Thought that would be the last video, actually.
It's fun because at the end, we're literally on completely different pages.
Oh, we're always on a completely different page.
Well, as you can tell,
different libraries.
No longer in our quaint Airbnb in Oklahoma. We are back in Hollywood with our gray wall.
Yep, it's real.
It's a real wall, as we've established
it's shitty.
before. Hello, people. Thank you for tuning in. Hey, here's something you can do as we talk about things.
I like your fake stutter.
Thank you. It is a fake stutter. I do sometimes stutter in a real way, but that particularly was a fake stutter. It's a side effect of too much Rick and Morty.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, ask us fan questions and give us your thoughts. Say things to us, and we will respond to your fan questions at a certain point. Yeah. So, anyway.
So WandaVision's finally fucking over. Just kidding. No, it actually got better. It got better as the show progressed. It had pacing issues for me the entire time, but...
Did you like the ending?
I am warming up to the ending. I think I'm going to end up liking the ending once it ferments more, because it's now been 15 hours since I've watched it.
I have some mixed feelings, but...
Of course you do.
Yeah, of course I do, but...
You can't just like it or hate it.
No, because it's more complicated than that, Phil.
Is it
Hey.
Is it though? How is it complicated? Grief is just love persevering.
Because there are good qualities and bad qualities to everything. Although I do love that line. And this is basically, we haven't done a live review since...
Episode 4?
Episode 4 or 5. So this is kind of covering 6 through 9, but let's just call it's just a general... It's more of just a general WandaVision. Since it's over, we can assess it as a whole, finally.
Yes, that's what I wanted to do, but I was supposed to do it every week.
Yeah.
And that's what I think caused you...
complains about everything.
And that's what I think caused you to be dissatisfied with it.
No, it's not, but I knew that you were going to say that.
Did you now?
Yes.
Do you have it written on a piece of paper with the date saying that I was going to say it before this actual...
Why would I write down the date that you're going to say it when I know that we're live streaming now?
Why don't you at least write it down and say, I knew you were going to say that. See, I wrote this down.
I don't have to do that.
Right here.
This is not important. Hold on, I need to...
Why didn't you just say they knew that and they have no proof? And I knew you were going to take the 4th act right now.
I
knew you were going to click on us. I knew you were going to watch us do this.
Okay. Bill's Dr. Pepper. Man, we are so on brand right now. There's also a hat.
That I purposely blocked with my broad shoulders.
I did know you were going to say that. Look, I was prepared for this because I've seen Lost, and I know how everyone reacted to Lost. I am all for Lost has a very satisfying ending. I understand why people didn't find it satisfying because of all the theorizing.
This is the Lost show now.
It's exactly the same thing, where people had all these theories and it didn't culminate. I do think that the ending is good. I think it's emotionally fit. I like that she had to come to terms with it, but there are many issues with it as well. There are things that they just teased us with and didn't amount to anything. The Evan Peters, Quicksilver bit.
They did an exact Iron Man 3.
I was going to compare it to Iron Man 3.
An exact Iron Man 3, where that was not the real
I have it in a different way, though.
Oh, okay.
Here's one of my biggest issues, boner. Here's one of my biggest issues with it.
I don't have a boner.
We know that Wanda is going to be in Doctor Strange 2. And we know that see, here's the thing. It was too cathartic for me. It was too cathartic.
Oh, no. If it was so much of a good story.
No, it was. If it was literally ending here, then it could have been good. But we know that Vision's still flying around.
Yeah.
We know that she is still trying to bring her kids back.
Sure.
We know these things. We know that all the stuff that she found catharsis in here is going to come back, and it's going to be an issue again in Doctor Strange 2, or something like that.
It's going to be a different issue. It's going to pose a different problem.
It's still her not controlling her powers correctly. She is going to be...
You don't know that. You have no idea.
I don't, but I'm fairly certain of it.
I'm not taking any fairly certain out of your mouth anymore.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's
I'm
fine.
fairly certain this.
But mark my words, if that is a thing in Doctor Strange 2, then that diminishes the value of this show in the same way that Iron Man 3 was diminished by the following movies, because Iron Man 3 was his resolution. He is no longer suffering PTSD. He is done with the unhealthy mindset as a result of the Avengers. But then he still had to make Ultron in Age of Ultron. He still had to be the villain in Civil War, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, he progressed and then degressed.
Iron Man 3 would have fit much better somewhere between Civil War and Endgame.
Well, sure, maybe, yeah. I mean, Iron Man 3 also could be the reflection of his time in the Avengers, but it could just be him finalizing his growth as Iron Man individually as well, which that's how I look at Iron Man 3 more of.
I do too.
I mean, the first half of Iron Man 3 is about his PTSD with the Avengers. The second half of Iron Man 3 is, I think, him changing from Iron Man in the first movie through the second film to the third film.
But him
getting the reactor fixed,
learning,
moving on.
Oh,
wow! I knew that was gonna happen.
Him learning.
I wasn't gonna say anything. They're not real glasses.
Him learning. Yeah, everyone knows they're not real glasses at this point.
I always want to tell people though.
Him learning that the suit of armor that we need around the world, it is the team, the people, the Avengers, the people of Earth, would have been far stronger in Endgame had that movie happened sometime between Civil War and Endgame, in my opinion. And I feel like WandaVision is being set up to be a similar situation. Now, we don't know this. This is speculation, of course. I don't feel like
it's set up to be like that at all.
We'll see. We'll see. But I have that feeling because supposedly she's saying goodbye, and that scene where Vision disappears is supposed to be very emotional.
You're gonna say cathartic.
I wasn't. But nice try. You think you know me so well. But
the one caveat is that I do.
Well, you say caveat too much. What are we doing right now?
I don't know.
But we know that there's still a Vision flying around somewhere with all the memories of that Vision.
Yeah, that threw me for a curveball because I thought White Vision flew off, and then in the cut, I haven't rewatched this, but I could have sworn that the next time we see a Vision is a Vision flying out of the library to Wanda, which I really thought like Vision gave White Vision the memory.
Yeah, he did.
And then hold on, Jesus. And then White Vision changed colors into Vision, taking Vision's place. Because then he became the full Vision again, and then he flew to Wanda to be with Wanda and their kids. And then Hologram Vision, as I'm going to call him, stayed in the library knowing that he was going to get evaporated. But apparently not. Apparently White Vision just flew off in it.
And I don't know why he would do that either.
And, yeah.
It's not like...
I kind of like my pitch better.
I do too, actually.
Because it makes more sense, but then of course he had to disappear for the ending. But
it doesn't make sense that Vision would just fly away. If he's got all the memories and all the knowledge, then he has he gained emotion through understanding human relationships. It's the same thing as droids in Star Wars, where you give them personality through their programming. So there's no reason to believe that once he has that knowledge, he doesn't also have those feelings for Wanda.
No, yeah, it would make more sense for them to say goodbye to their kids, and then as the hexagon disappears, they just go on their merry way.
Yeah.
Somehow. But I also get why...
Can you hear that plane? Sorry, keep going.
It's the Moscow airport. I also know that... I think that could have worked them walking off into the sunset, but walking off into something else. But it opens way more doors to keep her separate and have him flying off, doing something, figuring out life. Because he's a very moral dude. He's got to figure things out. He's got to process and digest and
But he's supposed to be what is this, Windows 8 or is it?
But I think he's becoming more human.
How long does it take him?
He's becoming more human.
I want to know the speed of his process.
I'm not engaging with that. He wants to become more human, and now he's never been as much human as he is right now. A tear down his cheek that represents something. I don't think the original Vision could do that.
That was the original Vision. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll just have to see how that progresses.
And that's all about talking about Vision. No more Vision. He was not in the last half of the show.
Wasn't he?
Well, he's been missing for the past 7 episodes.
He was always there.
He was missing. He became a very minute character in the last 3 episodes, I feel like.
Okay, let's talk
minimal.
Let's talk about the progression of the show then. That's our feelings on how it ended. What about the progression of the show? Because I would like to voice that I missed I found myself missing the way that the first 2 and kind of 3 episodes were, where it really felt like we were watching those sitcoms of those times. It felt like that became an afterthought. That was disappointing to me.
I don't think so. I think with episode 8, her revisiting her past with Agatha and seeing that why she kind of made it into a TV show, that totally fits. It did the whole shtick with shows from like the 60s and 70s and the 80s and the 90s, that formulaic episode of sitcoms back then.
It didn't feel
and it moved on.
Like the Office / Modern Family episode didn't feel like Office Modern Family. Do you remember watching those? You remember watching those first 2 episodes, and it was literally just good in and of itself as the kind of episodes that you'd get back then.
Well, the problem with that one, the only problem that I could see is because The Office and Modern Family are in a large cast, an ensemble cast. Office is 20 plus people in the office. Modern Family has a family comprised of 14 people. You couldn't do a show
I think you could.
Like that with WandaVision, her 2 kids, Darcy, Monica Rambeau, and Agatha at that point.
I think you could.
They did a good enough job where they they alluded to it and they threw homage to it. But I think it was fine. I think it was okay. It's totally acceptable. They had the pillows right. They got the home right.
I
like
liked
Wanda's
the first
look.
Few episodes more than the last few. Actually, that's not true. I love episode 8 and the first few episodes.
Wow.
That's what I love. Episode 8, I loved episode 8. I mean, obviously people have been commenting on this, but the line about grief, that it is, what is it if not love persevering, to me is one of my favorite lines in the entire MCU.
I think it's just you commenting. I read it. People are talking about WandaVision somewhere else. It's like, have you remember the line? Love is persevering grief. I was like, God.
I did, but that's such a powerful...
Dr. Pepper Master 69, get the hell out of here.
I'm being serious. I'm going to be serious for the next 30 seconds. Why do we as a species go to the gravestones of the people who we are missing and grieve? Why is grief a good thing? It's because we loved those people, and that love was real. And so that's a testament to how real it was.
I don't visit any gravestones.
To me, that I don't do it either, but as a species, I said... To me, that's just a hell of a silver lining. That's amazing. I think that's such a good job. And that was such a delicate scene because as soon as it started, you realize this was a big missing piece of Civil War. How are they gonna fill in that gap?
They shirked the character development of WandaVision Civil War, I think.
Yeah.
And this is expanding on that.
Yes. I think they did. I think they nailed it.
So where you need the tattoo of that?
I was just thinking right here, like rock style, Dwayne Johnson.
Wow. You don't have the body for that.
No. I was just going to say that.
No body for that. You might as well get on your pinky for Christ's sake. Hey, what is love? What is grief but not love persevering?
Hey, we're 12 minutes and 56 seconds in. What is anybody watching who's just discovered us of the 5 people?
Raise your hand.
Probably not.
We have cameras
but
on your
maybe
laptop.
Hit those notifications so that you'll know next time we upload a video.
It'll be
or
a while.
If you're just discovering us now, you're watching it after the fact. Maybe you can catch us next time. If you've just discovered us, go check out our channel page video. It'll give you everything you need to know about us.
Do you know who those 5 people are?
No.
My mom, your parents, Mary, you, and Johnny Vizzini.
Johnny Vizzini.
Whatever the hell his name is.
I don't know any of these people. Except for on the channel.
Or Daniel Vincent.
We're important. We have a deal with Netflix coming in. We have many sponsors. You are a fashion mogul.
Don't embrace that so much. Jeez.
And of course, ask us fan questions. What are some other names we had for our channel? What do we eat when we go to the movie theater? Things like that.
What size boxes does Alex wear?
Stuff that we
Boy
left
6.
out. Why do we love Dr. Pepper? Why do I love Dr. Pepper?
Okay, I'm ending the stream.
Don't.
Okay, is that it? Are we done?
I mean, do you want to be done?
More than you know. More than you feel in my soul. Let's talk about magic, because I guess I'm gonna have to pioneer this fucking episode of the 4th act. What do you think about the magic in Marvel now?
I wish I knew more about the magic.
I don't. Disagree.
Really?
Shit, sorry, wrong format. I don't mind being introduced to the magic how it was in the show and then like growing with it. I'm gonna be a little concerned if next time we see Wanda, she's just gonna like know the entire Darkhold and be like, I don't know how it works. I feel like she's just gonna make up her own rules.
The Darkhold was featured. Nobody watched this, but the Darkhold was featured in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it didn't look anything like this book.
No, the Darkhold
So
in
it's
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
becoming-
like that weird font where like you could flip it and it would still look the same way.
It's becoming noticeably more obvious that
That S.H.I.E.L.D.
they're
was just
ignoring S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Which I guess it's fine, but if you had told me that 3 years ago, I would have been really mad.
But no, the magic though, I will be upset if I see Wanda next time, and then she's just completely skilled on the Darkhold off camera, and then
that's what we saw her doing though.
No, but like I don't want to be told how the Darkhold works, or I don't want to be introduced to it through exposition, just like seeing it happen. I'd rather like
I guess
like a Doctor Strange-esque film where like he learned the Eye of Agamotto and like how to use it and stuff like that. I actually enjoy that. I like origin stories for superheroes because there's so much detail usually in them and they usually always pay off towards the end or as the story goes on in sequels and in trilogies and shit like that. Whereas I feel like if she's just there floating in a cabin, flipping through it, and then next time she's like, I'm all powerful, I'd be like, what?
Sometimes it feels like when they're like shooting magic at each other, it's just so underwhelming because I don't know the value.
You want to see like a life bar? Like
I just
maybe. You want to see like a life bar? Like,
yes, let's do Mortal Kombat style.
Yeah,
Marvel,
exactly.
Oh, that's a good idea. We could do Marvel, but Mortal Kombat, just like we did Marvel, but sitcoms.
You can start editing that video, I think. You should actually. Stay tuned. Later this week, we'll have a video about that. I've already literally committed Alex to doing it right now, live on air.
Poll.
Let's not do a poll.
On our Twitter page.
You're just going to do it.
Which you can find
on Twitter.
On our Twitter page. You can find the link.
Can you just please do this video?
You can find the link.
Can you please just get the footage?
In the description below.
Can you please just get the footage of Wanda and Agatha fighting? And then redub like a Mortal Kombat fighting bar on it with like some theme music and then upload it to our channel in like a week.
We'll do that.
But Parasite.
Let's make the poll was the WandaVision finale cathartic? Or was it disappointing?
Wow. Or caveat.
I think
you didn't type a single thing.
I did.
Oh.
That's funny though.
You spelled cathartic as Catholic.
Cathartic.
It autocorrected a Catholic. Are you Catholic?
Length. Hours. Let's do 30 minutes.
Because that's all.
Let's do 1/2 of an hour.
Because if we do it longer, it'll be more disappointing.
And then you can come to our Twitter page and give your thoughts.
Oh man.
Let's
want to get something went wrong.
Okay, let's see. John Vizini has asked us, is there a reason why you named your channel The Fourth Act?
Oh yeah, because
it's because Phil loves
nope.
Alliteration.
Here's a true story. I wanted it to be Film Addicts with Phil and Alex.
Yes,
that made the most sense.
It does
fucking sense.
But there might be kids watching of the 7.
But he's like, no, it's too similar to Screen Junkies. No, it's not. Film Addicts. We like films. We're addicted. Screen Junkies. They watch a screen. Doesn't say what they're watching.
Junkies are addicts.
And junkies, they're you in middle school. Just
okay.
With Dr. Pepper and the Coke.
Look, that would have been the best. It's just so on the nose.
No.
I pitched a far more whimsical idea.
This is stupid.
Burrito movie reviews.
Stupid.
Because then at the end, first of all, how many burritos do you give this movie? 3 burritos. That is an okay movie. The other thing is, at the end of the review, you can say, that's a wrap.
You could still say that with our channel.
But it's not as good. But we decided to land on The Fourth Act because Phil and
I physically fought him.
Alliteration.
When he said that.
You watch a movie, it has 3 acts, then you come and watch us. We are The Fourth Act.
Yeah. If you go to our YouTube channel, our intro video has that. I don't know. We're super cool in it. We filmed that in pure.
Lisa likes the name that you had.
In pure film, we actually got 700mm film. I don't know. 85mm
Let's
film.
do a poll.
No, stop with the polls. The first poll didn't even work. If you go to our Twitter page, the first poll's not even up there.
What happened to it?
Because you suck. Can we talk about WandaVision so I can go home? Stop doing polls. Only 2 people vote on them.
Yeah, it's not working. I don't know why.
Because it's not an official Twitter page. You literally just made it.
Yes, it is.
You made it when you were on the shitter. You made it when you were on the shitter a year ago and you never got it authenticated. Twitter.
What's a better name? I'm gonna try one more time. What's a better name for our channel? And it's a poll.
We're going to change the name after 2 years. Are you stupid?
Film addicts with
Phil and Alex. Your name is Alex.
I can't. Just film addicts or burrito movie reviews.
Again, no one's gonna vote in this poll except for maybe 2 people.
We're gonna make it 1 hour.
Oh boy! Hope Twitter goes down right now.
And
it's not gonna work.
It didn't work. So what did you think of Pietro?
Honestly, going back to I'm gonna say the Mandalorian. Damn it, the Mandarin. I'm fine with him not being in the X-Men universe. I'm fine with him not like his character not being from the X-Men universe or like being a bridge to the X-Men universe. I don't want to speculate that at all. It was nice seeing him with like speedy powers again in Marvel because I don't think that Marvel or Disney's gonna make an X-Men movie with like the original X-Men cast anymore.
Yeah,
Maybe they will. I don't know.
See.
But
I'd be fine with it.
The name is
Except
funny.
for Hugh Jackman, I don't want him back.
The name is funny, but the name is also like I don't know. It's okay.
Ralph Boner. Well, you realize who Ralph is, right?
No.
That's Ralph. Agatha's husband, Agnes's husband that she kept.
Oh, Ralph.
Talking about.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That was the payoff to that.
Oh, you're right.
Because she kept mentioning her husband, Ralph.
Honestly, I'm more curious about why he looks so freaking old and like aged.
Because he's just older. He's an older.
He just like looks like
a little bit.
He just looked like old as shit compared to.
He's in his mid-20s and he's still a stoner.
His character is kind of weird. There's this whole like Hawaiian shorts.
It was. Well, I thought that felt like soap opera-esque. Like, remember I made the comparison to the Californians when he first showed up?
Yeah.
That was, to me, that fit. But
the necklace is kind of interesting.
We'll see.
I wanted to kind of explain the necklace.
Yeah, you could see
more.
the necklace in that first shot, too.
That was kind of cool with a little purple glow to it, and then how just Monica was able to rip it off. Would she been able to rip that necklace off if she did not have powers herself?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's talk about her powers, though, because was that a little bit underwhelming to you?
Yeah.
How she got her powers?
I feel like they didn't really...
You had said that, and we haven't voiced it on the channel yet, but I actually agree with you on this.
The way they showed her getting her powers was kind of cool. Kind of. I don't mind the trippiness, but also, why? Also, how? Also,
it felt like it didn't have proper setup, and the stakes were not established.
Why
correctly.
Monica Rambeau?
It was some space vehicle that they thought would go through it, but I didn't really understand why.
The space vehicle looks stupid. Just point blank.
I don't think it looked stupid. I just didn't understand the significance of why they chose that vehicle.
Looked very stupid, but yes.
I don't understand the significance of why she's just like, oh, I can still go through it, so she just did. If she just can, then why didn't she? I kind of understand.
Honestly, her whole character in fighting for Wanda seemed like it just had to be a thing because there needed to be someone by General Hayward fighting General Hayward on the outside.
Think so. I love Monica's inclusion in the story, and I think they did a wonderful job of making her better than Captain Marvel, or just a better character in general.
She's a better character than Captain Marvel, but it felt like at times where she was just on Wanda's side to be, for story purposes, on the outside of the house.
She's a good person.
Sure.
With good they
wondering
they gave us that pathos between them where she had missed her mother in the blip and now Wanda was missing Vision and there was a connection there. That was a legit thing.
In the last I'm gonna say act, in the last half 9 episodes of the show, it just felt like she I'm gonna say got shoehorned, but it was more minimal of how she appeared. It was very much, and then on the final,
kind of
jumping in front of the kids to deflect the bullets.
The kids who aren't even real.
Very noble, but also kind of meh. I wasn't impressed by it.
He had speedy powers, so he should be able to just get out of the way. And also, neither one of them are real, so those stakes didn't matter.
But she didn't know that they were real.
But it was fun to see.
She didn't know that they were real.
Yeah, I know.
It's but I don't know. I don't know.
No, I like Monica. I don't really have any issues with her.
I like Monica. I just wasn't impressed with how she was handled in the last couple episodes.
And, as long as we're talking about side characters, Wu and Darcy were...
kind of got shelved in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, they were always just kind of sidelined, which is fine, but...
Darcy was weird because she went in and they very much alluded to, at least from my perspective of the writing and the dialogue, that she was going to get powers like Monica. Mm. And then all she did was drive a truck really fast in a Hayward's car.
Did it really take her that long to get back to the center of town?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think it takes that long.
I'm realizing now more and more as I watch Marvel shows, just I watch television now, like the pacing is also an issue. Like what is happening with Wu in handcuffs, getting the phone from Hayward? What is happening in the Hex?
Caught magic.
No. What is happening in the Hex at that point? Are Vision and White Vision just flying around still? Is Wanda still battling Agatha? Like
the whole. I really didn't need the whole bad guy, good guy showdown. That was my biggest issue. I didn't need that. This was a different kind of superhero project. This is my biggest issue with the finale. Was I didn't need to see the battles in the sky.
Man, I like that. I like Vision fighting.
I've seen it. I've seen that kind of stuff before.
I've seen it too, but it wasn't oversaturated. I think it was fine.
It wasn't oversaturated. It's just it didn't need it, and I was watching it.
I think it did need it because at that point you had Vision falling from the sky because the Hex was disappearing, and that was important.
There were, the beats that happened within the fights were good. Again, I maintain that the finale emotionally was satisfying as long as they stick to it, which I don't think they will. But and it was fitting to the show. But it's the fight, just the concept of
Vision
the fight.
And White Vision.
Vision and White Vision, Agatha. It doesn't even need Agatha. I mean, really, that kind of fight. I don't really know what I wanted. I just the fighting to me was underwhelming.
I don't think it was. It was very much an ethical fight, and then it became a literary fight, a verbal fight about words and the ship of Theseus. I don't know. Do you not like that? The dialogue between the Visions.
The dialogue
and the library,
was good. The dialogue was good.
That only was so good because there was just kind of run-of-the-mill fighting that evolved into the conversation, then floating around.
This is also something that we're going to have to see how the MCU progresses, because White Vision existing is contradictory to the show, as we've established. Like
White Vision is not.
We'll see how that progresses. Yeah, because she said goodbye to Vision, but Vision's still there.
But she said
goodbye. Which is what that scene was for.
Well, yes, she said goodbye to that Vision that she created.
Yes.
So she said goodbye to Vision twice now.
It just seems like this show was a way for her to say goodbye in a cathartic way to Vision.
Cathartic?
Because I'm repeating myself and you're not getting it.
I do get it, but it's also important that Paul Bentley is a guy who needs to work and he's going to keep being a Marvel show.
That's not. We don't want to think about that. We want to suspend our disbelief.
Vision doesn't need to die. He's a new character still. He's still very fresh.
We don't want to think about the contracts.
He's very fresh. No, I'm not even thinking about the contracts. He's very fresh in the MCU. He's not like an OG from like the last 2 decades. He's only been around for 6 years, and he hasn't been used that much. He needs to keep coming back. It's interesting to see a character keep coming back and keep evolving through like their rebirths almost.
We'll see how they handle it. There's no reason to think that this White Vision isn't going to be exactly the same because he has all the same info. Just give it a little bit of time, and he's exactly the same. But we'll see.
That's fine though. Why would it? What's the big deal if he's not the same? He's a character that
because this was supposed to be her way of dealing with reality. Remember
but
that line?
Vision is the same. 5? It doesn't affect her.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. She's changed. She's grown.
But she can revert back. Well, again, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
It's just what's the value of accepting reality and accepting stakes if they just revert back to be how they were beforehand.
I think that she's accepted it.
That confrontation.
And now she's going to try and find a happy medium about how she gets her way and still doesn't become a villain like Agatha thinks that she's going to. It seems like they're trying to have their
cake and eat it too.
No, it seems like she's going to try and figure out. Yeah, exactly. Because she's a main character. She wants to do what she wants to do, but she doesn't want to bend into what Agatha thinks that she's going to become. A villainous witch. A villainous Scarlet Witch that's going to ruin everything.
We'll see what they do with Vision.
Okay.
We'll also
be doing a giveaway. I'm just kidding.
We'll also see what they do with Pietro, because I wouldn't be surprised if they lump him in with J.K. Simmons' appearance in Far From Home and say that it is some kind of multiverse thing somehow.
I think Pietro's dead in the water.
That was not cool to me because that's a blatant. This guy's playing Quicksilver, but it has no significance. So your reaction to that was meaningless. That's not cool to me.
I'm fine with it now because I was hurt from the Mandarin and I just moved on. That's just what Marvel's gonna keep doing now. I feel like
hurt from the what?
I was hurt from the Mandarin. I feel like it's just a Marvel shtick now. They're gonna keep killing people and they're gonna keep saying this guy's an actor.
Overall like how it ended within the pod of the show itself. I worry about its place in the overall MCU, but we will see. Let's go to our chat before we end.
You worry a lot. A lot.
Definitely pacing issues. Finale was rushed from Daniel Vincent.
Wrong.
I don't think it was
Just
rushed.
kidding. No, I don't think it was rushed.
I just think
it was
could have
interesting to have the fight scene take place in the first half of the finale, and then have a very somber.
I think it could have ended on a worse note. I think that could have been more powerful. With Mephisto or Wish Mephisto or Nightmare showed up, don't we all? Except for Phil.
Nope.
Yep. It
Doesn't need it.
Boner. I also wanted the kids to survive and join the Young Avengers. Well,
I don't want the Young
post-credit
Avengers.
scene. I'm sure they'll come back.
I don't want the Young Avengers. I don't want to see little kids younger than me fighting people.
No one cares what you think. The kids weren't real though, as we've established.
Where's Mr. Fantastic, right?
Apparently, they survived the comics during the House event. Very interesting. You should read it. Oh, they got into a little tussle.
Oh man! You want to replace us?
See. Lisa says pepper and salt should be what we are called.
Dye your hair
Pepper
white and sure.
And salt. But why would you be salt?
You'd be salt. Wait, no, I'm salt because I'm well, they're both not really sweet, savoring ingredients.
I'm fine being pepper.
I feel like you should dye your hair white.
Pepper and bills.
You should dye your hair white and be salt.
I'm not salt. I'm pepper.
Oh, pepper. I get it. Pepper.
Let's talk about the post-credit scenes before we wrap up.
Let's not. Bye.
Okay.
Just kidding.
I don't know. It felt like they were just confirming things that we already knew.
The Jimmy Woo and Monica Rambeau post-credit scene was pointless. I was like, oh, another Nick Fury thing.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's basically, to me, that was Monica Rambeau will be included in Secret Invasion coming up.
To me, that was Nick Fury can't be there because he's in
Disney
space,
Plus.
so they got someone else.
She was going up with Nick Fury.
But he couldn't be there because he was in space.
Yeah.
But they had to do the Nick Fury thing, where like Nick Fury always comes up.
Captain Marvel.
Literally, Nick Fury is if he's gonna keep popping up, or an ally of Nick Fury's gonna keep popping up saying you're part of something bigger. And I got something for you. That's gonna get really annoying now.
That's not what it was to me.
To me, that's what
it was. We knew Secret Invasion's coming. We know that has to do with Skrulls.
I didn't know that until right now. Thanks for spoiling it.
Yes. Okay. There you go. To me, that was just Monica will be involved in that storyline. So in addition to
like
Captain
Monica
Marvel
was
2,
going to be because she signed a
Secret
contract.
Invasion. I don't want to think about contracts, Phil.
But why do you keep reading
Get out
ahead?
of here with your contracts.
Why do you keep reading ahead?
Am I the only one that thought that the cabin she was in was similar to Incredible Hulk at the end?
Speaking of the cabin, the drone shot that found her was
weird.
super shaky.
Yeah, what was up
What
with
the
that?
fuck? Did they only have one take of that? Like, it was just like, it flew in, and it was just like bouncing, and I was like, oh, is someone flying? And they're just not good at flying?
That was a long drone shot, though. I think what it was they speeded it up. Because
that
it
was
from so far away, and they wanted to get the whole landscape.
That felt so unsatisfying with that drone shot,
Could have
personally.
been better.
It needed to be stabilized. And then, yeah, I guess she's just she's doing Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is sleeping and then reading about the Eye of Agamotto. She's just like having coffee.
Yeah.
And then she's in the back, like getting freaky with the Darkhold, flipping around. And you heard her kids. You heard her kids screaming for help because they're dead in the Darkhold.
Lisa votes to change our name. We'll end on that.
Make a Twitter and then vote on that.
Well, that's our time.
Oh my god.
I don't know what that was.
I feel like we missed a lot of the show.
What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
I feel like we covered it pretty well.
What about the hex? What about how Wanda?
Why was it a hexagon?
Yeah,
I believe we will learn more about what hex magic is.
What about how Wanda duped Agatha with her own move?
Yeah, that was fine. That was a payoff to a random line.
But she didn't know how to do that, though, at that point.
Sure she did. She learned it from her.
She didn't learn it at all. Agatha was like, I did this so you can't use your magic. And then Wanda just copied it from...
magic. Because magic.
You're just completely over... Like, see, I didn't like that part of it, but I was okay with it because it was cool. It worked.
Maybe
she
learned something at a certain point of the episode that we hadn't thought about.
I don't know how. She never had access to the Darkhold.
Okay, maybe. All right, let's just...
But it was cool, though.
Okay, just... Okay.
What?
I don't care.
I feel like you don't want to talk about it.
No, I don't really have an answer to it.
I feel like you didn't really prepare.
I don't like
you just
to
woke
acknowledge.
up like a half hour ago.
I woke up. It's not important. I don't know. I thought it was fine.
It's not important.
Maybe it's really easy to learn. You don't know magic.
Also, was she absorbing her magic, but she wasn't?
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
She thought she was.
Yeah.
You'd think she'd feel it, right? But she didn't because magic, and we don't understand magic. So
the Halloween episode. We didn't talk about the Halloween episode.
It was good.
Wow, we're just setting the bar real low here.
I just feel like people are probably past that.
Okay.
Do you wanna? I mean, they had costumes.
Do we have enough time?
Pietro was a dead person.
It's fine. We're good. We're done.
Okay. We will
be back sometime this year with something else.
probably be talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier when that comes around the bend.
Maybe.
You are excited for Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You're gonna make me unexcited.
Despite you being non-committal.
You're gonna make me unexcited about how much you're gonna read into it, though.
Well, I'm not. No, it's not. This is not.
Falcon has metal wings. That must mean he's gonna become this character.
It's not the same kind of show. I'm not. Gonna, it's not. That's not what it is.
Suck it.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is a far more straightforward superhero thing.
What if it's not? You've never seen it. You're just speculating.
Well, we'll see. But I mean, there are trailers and stuff.
You're gonna be a vacuum and suck the fun out of it.
Why are you so difficult?
You're gonna suck the fun out of it. I guarantee it.
I am so disappointed that I had to watch this show with you. You took away all of my momentum.
Good.
Every time an episode ends, you'd be like, I guess. I'm gonna stop watching this.
I said this is a joke. Of course, I was gonna finish it.
I know. It's just.
Well, because you would just raise momentum for no reason, and then you would like kill momentum.
If Peter shows up and he's just like, huh.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I would have had a lot more fun not watching this with you.
You were like, oh boy, he's going so fast.
I would love to have been like that. We don't get along.
I hate you. But then you would then finish the show an hour later, and like literally print out articles upon articles and tape them to the wall and like read them and like have like yarn stringing.
I had a bulletin board and it was a hexagonal
it was
shape.
So unnecessary. I said, pay your fucking taxes, do something instead of this. It's very impressional.
At least we have a desk back this time.
I'm burning this desk. We don't need a desk.
You're just gonna jump on it.
Literally,
as soon as they win their first season, as soon as
camera.
they're announced to be playing, I don't know how sports work.
Off camera. I feel like the desk is a character. I don't want to lose the desk. The desk is really important.
The desk is always here. The desk is, anytime there's a green screen scenario happening.
There's no green screen right now.
The desk is here.
There's
the
no
desk follows us. The desk.
I feel like you have commitment issues. All right. Anyways, here's a real question for you that Alex can think about. When we re-rank the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the new films that weren't part of our original ranking from 2 years ago, do we include WandaVision?
I think we should.
Do we include it as one movie or two movies?
I say when Phase 4 ends, we do a ranking video, Phase
of
4,
our Marvel properties.
and we enter it into our existing list ranking of the MCU. And I say we include all the shows as if they're long movies.
Properties,
yeah.
Sure. Well, if we're still friends and still a channel, then we'll do that at that point. But until then, adios. Bye.
I can't. Ow, you cut me.
Oh.
I'm still going.